Good morning, brothers and sisters. We will shout for joy for the commission from God towards us. I would like to talk about our understanding towards the church. How precious we see the church as a household. Every brothers and sisters will experience the love and the warmth of this household among us. But the brothers and sisters in our church may only listen to the message and may not even know what's the name of the brothers and sisters sat next to him. Talking about the serving in the church, everybody are so happy to partake in it. But in other churches, it's very different. We have read some books. I try to quote one paragraph to read to you. I remember when I was in Bible college, studying the administration module, the teacher has said, church is very different from the association or company. The manpower is from the volunteers, who are helper out of their willingness. Therefore, the preacher have no rights to order anyone to do anything. Brothers and sisters who are serving God are out of their willing heart. Therefore, the preacher will try everything to invite brothers and sisters to come for help. What my question is, serving God is the same as to give a helping hand in the church? To be a volunteer? Based on this quotation, I can see it is not easy to ask brothers and sisters to help when it comes to serving God in the church. Seems it is a big favor to ask brothers and sisters to come and help out in the church. Brothers and sisters may not happy to do it, but when there is a need among us require assistance, brothers and sisters will rise up their hands and say, I'll do it, or I can help. There is no need to beg for a favor. How precious that we have all experienced this is the household and we are part of it. We're happy to help. Brothers and sisters, we should shout for joy because of this. God has committed us to revive the truth. The church is the household of God. How precious God has chosen us and rise us up. Yay! Hallelujah! You and I are part of this household. The verses I'd like to share with you is in 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 12. And it says, For if the readiness is there, it is acceptable according to what a person has, not according to what he does not have. Paul has mentioned the brothers and sisters as a thought to provide the needs of the saints. They have planned it to have the fundraising to help the brothers and sisters about 1 year ago. Now 1 year has passed, but they have not even done it yet. So Paul has wrote a letter to the brothers and sisters in Corinth. He said, For if the readiness is there, it is acceptable according to what a person has. The brothers and sisters in Corinth might think it was a difficult task to finish, and the money they have raised were not so much, so they have neglected for the whole year. Paul explained it to them, it didn't really matter if the amount was not big. What God saw was their heart, but not how great was their work. As long as you're willing to give, God has already appreciated for what you did. It is not according to what you don't have. This willing heart is most welcomed by God. Let's think about it. If you don't have a life of closeness with the Lord, your spiritual life is weak, but you pretended to love God, serve God, and love others. This is not accepted by God. We need to love and serve from our heart, to give what we have. So it especially mentioned here, it according to what you have. It means It would be your talent, skills, money, or experience. If all these can be offered to God, it is welcomed by God. Therefore, it is important to give out of your heart. God really knows how much you have. He knows how to appreciate us. What you have may be little, but still, if we are willing to give to God, He is much appreciated. How precious we have God who loves us so dearly. He knows and understands us so well. I like to tell you a story. In the old days, there was an officer who has 3 sons, and they were so stupid. Nobody would like to be their teacher. The low IQ were well known. There was a scholar who got help from this officer in the past. In order to repay him, he went to this officer's home to meet the boys. The scholar has some questions to ask the eldest son. The tree from the east. The eldest son would not figure out the answer. He spent the whole day to think but wouldn't know the answer. But he saw the watermelon in the living room. Then he got the idea. He answered to the scholar, "Sir, I know. The tree from the east. The tree from the west." Then the father heard it, and nearly got faint. But the scholar clapped his hand and said, "Mr. Officer, your son is so good at direction. He is clear about the east and the west. I would accept him as my student." Then the second son was asked the same questions. The tree from the east, same as his elder brother. The second son fought for the whole day. He didn't know what to do, but kept stretching his head. He kept mumbling, "The tree from the east, the tree from the east, the tree from the east." He was sweating and wouldn't know how to answer. The father was so worried, but the teacher clapped his hand and said, "I asked this question once, but he remembered it so well and kept repeating it again and again. He has a good memory. I would take him as my student." Finally, he came to the third son. The teacher asked him the same question. The tree from the east. The younger son was so nervous and could not think of an answer. All he could do is to look at the teacher, and he cried. The father thought, "Oh dear, what shall we do?" But the teacher clapped his hand again, and he praised the younger son and said, "Son, you are a compassionate person and has a pure heart. You're qualified to be my student." Finally, these 3 sons became the students of this genius. Brothers and sisters, God has chosen us to follow Him. We don't have to compare with others. He wants us to follow Him and serve Him. You don't have to worry about whether your ability, your education is good enough or not. The most important is to commit yourself to God. Let God accomplish His work in you. Only God appreciates us most, and only God knows well where your talent is. Brothers and sisters, may the Lord bless you.